So one day I walk into my mother's house, and she's smiling, you know, because that's what mothers do when they see their sons. They smile because that's a piece of them walking in the room. And she sees me and she's like, Israelito, can't none of y'all call me that. You've come a long way. And I'm like, well, Mom, you know, I'm trying. You know, I'm trying to live my dreams. She goes, I'm proud of you, son. I see you got your radio show, you got your venue over at Rendezvous. Your poetic family has grown and taken you places you never thought. I said, yeah, Mom. I took your advice and I had faith. And she smiled, because you know how us, you know, as parents, when your child said, I took your advice, you're like, yeah, right. So, you know, I took your advice, Ma. And she's like, well, you know the one thing you haven't taken my advice in? And I'm like, oh, man, I should have never said nothing. She said, you don't have any love in your life. I'm like, Mom, how you figure I don't have no love in my life? You just said everything that I do, and that's everything that I love. And she said, no. You can't take that home with you. And I'm like, well, she's like, no, you can't. So I'm like, all right, so what do you suggest, Mom? And you know how we all have that pile of important papers, you know, just sitting there in our living room somewhere. So my mom is no different than, but she goes, reaches to the pile, goes in the very middle, pulls out the tiniest paper that she can find. It's a bus schedule. And she hands it to me, and she says, here, son, the bus schedule for the love bus. Looking at my mom like she didn't have one too many cups of coffee, like, hold on. I'm 29 years old, a father of 3. Mom, you just said how proud of me you are, and now you're sending me on a, I'm sorry to say, but on a dummy run to go wait somewhere for some love bus that's supposed to take me. Alright, that's my mom. I gotta listen to it. So I go to head out the door, I grab my backpack, I got my iPod on, she's like, hold on, before you go, I gotta leave you with a word of advice and a warning. So I said, here we go, it's always, you know, good and the bad. She said, look, this love bus is gonna be like true love. It's gonna come when you least expect it. When you're tired of waiting for it and you're ready to give up, smack you right upside the head and you ain't even gonna know what hit you. So be patient, be humble, and be ready for it. So I said, alright, so what's the warning? And the warning, which like every parent, every friend, is that I told you so. Said when you come back, you can't be mad. I said, I won't be mad. She goes, alright, because I learned how to speak English and I learned how to say I told you so really good. So alright, so I go and I head off to this bus stop in the middle of nowhere. And I arrive a little bit faster than I usually would, and I got my iPod on, begging my Drew the Picture CD, big shout out to Drew, waiting for the bus, and I'm there about 10 minutes, and the bus coming, I'm like, whoa, Mom, you was wrong. The bus will be here in like 5 minutes. And I look down the block, and I see a big blue 3. Bus straight to hugs and kisses. Like, man, I'm 29 years old, a father of 3, I get hugs and kisses whenever I walk in the door, and I see my children, they come run up to me like, my superhero dad is home, who did you save today? And I said, no, kids, they saved me today. That's why I'm here. I get hugs and kisses when I see my mother, when I see my girl, when I see my friends, when I see my family, I get hugs and kisses. I don't need this bus. Mom got me on a dummy mission right now. So I'm sitting there, and I wait, and I grow patience, and it's about an hour and a half go by, and I get fed up. And I was like, you know what, I'm not waiting for this bus, and I go to walk off the bus stop. Then I get that feeling now, how many of us have ever been waiting for a bus, and then you walk off, and you get that feeling that maybe you should turn around and check if it's coming? Me and D-Lance, the only one that caught the bus in here? Alright. So I walk off, and I get that feeling, and I'm like, alright, so I turn around, and I see a bus coming. You know, so I'm like rather lazy, so I don't run. So I walk real fast back to where I was at. And I look, big number 2, bus to happiness. But, oh man, I don't wait in the hours and change here. It's the second bus that came by. I'm supposed to be for the love bus. This bus takes me to happiness. Happiness is something that I already had, something that I see when I get up on stage and I introduce the next act and I see how happy they are. And I'm sorry for calling you act. The next performer, the next artist is going to come up on stage and bare their soul. That's where I get my happiness from. I get my happiness from seeing all my poet friends come up and start their own venues and feature everywhere. Like, that's where I get my happiness from, Ma. And everyone, I don't need this bus. So the bus passes by and I'm sitting out there and I'm trying to be as patient as I can because I promised my mother I would. So So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for this bus, and like a couple of hours go by, my iPod died, and I'm sitting here, man, the weather got all nasty, starting to rain. I don't do an umbrella, you know, that's how us Army boys do. So I'm like, man, I'm out of here. So I walk 2 blocks up, 3 blocks down, and I'm sitting here like, you know what, maybe by some miracle, my iPod got recharged and I had some tunes in here on the way home, and I go and I reach for my iPod and it's not there. So I'm lazy and I'm also upset because now I gotta walk my big behind self 3 blocks that way, 2 blocks that way back to the bus stop. And when I get there, my iPod is there. And by some miracle in the heavens, it's fully charged and I'm back to listening to Drew the Pitcher and I'm sitting here on my grind about to take myself home. When I get that feeling again that I should turn around. Now I, like all of us, I don't like to be played. So I said, I already looked around once and that bus was there. I'm not going to look twice, but that, you know, that gut feeling, you got to always go with your gut feelings. My gut feeling said, turn around, you're not going to be sorry. I turn around, and lo and behold, the big red pulsating light coming towards me with the big number 1, the bus straight to love. And I'm excited, you know, I'm sitting there and I get nervous, my hands get sweaty and I start to stutter and I wonder if my hair is cool, my outfit's alright, you know, because that's what love does. It makes us act a fool, makes you nervous, makes you stutter, makes you forget what your name is. I'm lucky I wrote it in the back of my underwear and I know it. You know? So I'm about to get on this bus and I start to notice a few things as I step up the steps and I'm sitting here and it's like if someone took the sun, encased it in 4 walls, put it on wheels and pushed it my way like mother used to when I was bored and I needed something to keep me out of trouble. And I get on this bus and the bus driver's an older gentleman banging oldies, has no idea that he's banging my twist right now. And I look on the bus and I see silhouettes. Cut out the people doing things that folks do when they're in love. And balloons on the floor. But I'm going to get back to the silhouettes. The silhouettes are not just shadows, it's people doing things with what people really do when they're in love. I see a young man at the back of the bus staring out the window, looking for the love that passed him by. I see a young couple separated because he's in the back and she's in the front, and I know they're a young couple because for some reason they're dressed the same, and I don't know who still does that, but apparently they do. So, you know, love got them apart. Then I see a young man at the front of the bus kind of eyeing a young woman at the back of the bus. See, love is trying to make a connection. Then you see 2 older folks that look like my parents. And I've been around long enough to know when something's wrong with married folks, and you can see that mom's, well, the mother figure is looking off into the sunset while the father is trying to play cool. So love got them arguing, but pride got them acting humble. And balloons on the floor. So I'm sitting here confused. I go back to the bus driver and I'm like, bus driver, did I miss the bus? Like, is this the bus that's supposed to take me straight to love? And he's like, man, you young kids don't ever listen. And I said, what you mean? He's like, love is the one thing that has no face. It has no place to be. It doesn't follow authority. Love is the ultimate authority. Love doesn't follow time. Time follows love. Love controls us all. What? Love has no face. Love has no place to be. Love is the ultimate authority of authority. Love controls us. We don't control love. I'm on a bus, crazy old man, silhouettes, balloons, and I get it. So I run to the back of the bus, and I grab the biggest and the brightest balloon that I can find, and I take it and I blow it. And I blow it. And I blow it. Until it pops. And now the bus driver staring at me like I done lost my mind for making a mess on his bus. He's like, youngin', what you doing my bus? And I'm like, man, you old head, you never listen to us, man. You told me love has no face. You told me love has no place to be. You told me love has no boundaries. That love is the ultimate authority when it comes to authority. So if I'm sent here on a mission by my mom to hunt for love, and I take all the love that I have bottled inside of me and I put it in one of these balloons that are just laying there, and I fill it, and I fill it, and I fill it until it pops, then all the love I have inside of me is everywhere. And I don't need this bus either. So after coming to that realization, I go to step off the bus and I'm kind of mad because I can't get my fare back even though we didn't go nowhere. So I hop in a cab and I take myself home. It's about like 10:30ish now, if I can remember right. My mother's still awake. And I walk in the house and she's enjoying a cup of coffee. I don't know how many, you folks know, Spanish people, we drink coffee like it's water. Alright, so it's like 10:30 at night, she's having a cup of coffee and I walk in and she got that grin, that I'm ready to just tell you, and I'm like, so, and she beats me to it. She goes, so, did you find it? And I was like, yeah, Ma. She was like, so how was it? I said, it's been the same. I was like, I was searching for something that I've been staring in the mirror for 29 years of my life. I didn't have to go nowhere to find love, Mom. All I had to do was believe in myself. And I go to walk out, and just as my hand touched the door, yes, Mom. She goes, come here. Give me a hug. Give me a kiss. I love you. By the way, I told you so.